dry. Do you know I'm looking, and I can't help but smile? Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on, I put my feet up.
Hey everybody, Kristen here, and welcome back to my channel. If you're interested in minimalism, simplifying, and healthy living, then stick around. Some of my 8 tips for beginners. If you're just starting the decluttering process, or even if you've been here and have been on a minimalist journey for a while, either way, these are just some 8 helpful tips for y'all to help you navigate and to get through decluttering in a way that doesn't feel overwhelming. Tip number 1 is to start a timer. Now, you want to start for smaller chunks of time, especially when you're starting, and then kind of gain momentum. So for example, maybe I set a timer every night for 10 minutes or for 5 minutes, and I will declutter, clean up my space, or clean one area in that amount of time. I will just attempt to clean and get as much done as possible in those 5 to 10 minutes, and that's kind of my set time frame. Once the timer is done and is beeping at me, then I know it's time to stop cleaning, stop decluttering, stop what I'm doing, and to take a break or to go to bed after that, and then tackle it the next evening. And it's helpful to start off with a small chunk of a small set time frame that doesn't feel quite so overwhelming. And actually, you can get quite a lot done in 5 to 10 minutes every single day if you're using that consistency. It's really the same as, working out. You're not going to see the effects of working out after a day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days. You're going to have to consistently work out 20 to 30 minutes every single day for several months before you're going to see results. Consistency is the key, and consistency is the key here as well. You need to have that consistency. And so if you're setting a timer in cleaning, whether you're choosing 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, do that every day and figure out what's manageable for you. The next thing, tip number 2, is to start very small. So start off with a small area or a small space. For example, maybe I'm starting off with my dresser, or if my dresser feels overwhelming, maybe I'm starting off with one drawer in my dresser. So, with the timer principle, I maybe set a timer for 10 minutes and I'm only decluttering that one drawer in my dresser. I'm decluttering a small section of my bedroom. I'm not decluttering my entire bedroom. I'm not even decluttering my entire dresser. I'm just decluttering one drawer. And so starting off small like that definitely has helped me gain momentum, gain motivation, and just continue on that process of decluttering and living out this minimalist journey, minimalist lifestyle. Is I start small, and that way I prevent that overwhelm and that exhaustion and that burnout when it comes to decluttering. Tip number 3 is to section off by room when you're decluttering, especially when you're first starting. Create a plan and a schedule of some sort of what days, what times you're going to clean. So if maybe first you're going to start off with your bedroom and sectioning it off, maybe you're going to choose your closet. And then if your closet feels too overwhelming, maybe you start off with just decluttering and going through your pants or your dresses or your socks, right? So you section it off and make it manageable, and you work on creating kind of a schedule there of, okay, Monday, I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes. I'm going to focus on my bedroom, and I'm going to focus on my closet, and I'm going to focus on my socks. And that is very specific, right? And it helps allow you to kind of gain that momentum. Then once you get your socks done, you move on to your dresses, to your pants. Then your whole wardrobe is done, and you're like, wow, I accomplished so much. And it gives you that motivation, and you're able to see that progress a little bit easier, where if you're decluttering for like hours, sometimes it feels like you're not making progress, but I promise by doing it this way, you are going to notice the progress. Keep going, you got it. And the reason I say creating a schedule is because it holds you accountable to that. That's what I do. And I get to check it off a list, which is kind of just satisfying, right? Like, okay, I decluttered all my socks. That only took me 10 minutes. Okay, I decluttered all my dresses. That took me 3 minutes, right? And so you're able to gain this momentum and just feel more confident in yourself and in your ability. Tip number 4 is to have 3 to 4 categories here. I'll have like a keep box or bin, and then I'll have like a donate bin, and then donate like a trash and recycle bin. So however you want to label these boxes in a way that works for you, that's usually kind of how I do it. It allows me to separate things very easily. So as I'm pulling things out of my closet, if that's what I'm starting with first, I can very easily see, okay, this pair of socks has a hole in it. It's going in the trash. All right, this pair of socks I really like. They're going to go in the keep bin. And so it's very easy then for me to essentially figure out what's going where, and I'm not just haphazardly throwing these items around my room. I have a set bin of where they're going, and I know if I'm keeping it, selling it, or throwing it away. Next tip number 5. Now this one, but instead of like playing the 30-day minimalism game where you get rid of 1 item on the first of the month, 2 items on the second day, 3 items on the third day, and so on till the end of the month, you can actually do the 12-12-12 rule. Basically what you do is you're going to identify 12 items you can throw away, 12 items you're going to donate, and 12 items you're going to keep. And so it allows you to still feel like, okay, I'm able to keep some things, but I'm also getting rid of 12 and 12, essentially throwing away 12 items, donating, selling 12 items. That's 24 items. And so if you're doing this consistently, especially at the start of your journey, whether this is on a weekly basis, a daily basis, or even like once a month, you're going to be able to gain quite a bit of momentum getting rid of 24 items. Tip number 6 is to follow the 1-year rule. Now, I don't always follow this, but the 1-year rule basically says that if you've not used the item in a year, then you get rid of it. Now, this I don't always abide by. Sometimes I have like a 6-month or a 3-month rule, like if I haven't used it in 3 months or in 6 months. But there are even times where I maybe only use an item like once a year and I'm still keeping it. So it kind of depends on the season and time of year. Obviously, since I'm from Minnesota, I do have items that I don't wear for like 4 months because of the season change, where I only wear winter items in the winter and I only wear like summer items in the summer. The rule has definitely helped me just maintain accountability kind of like going through my stuff every once in a while and identify, are there items that I haven't used in 6 months or in a year that I'm never going to use again. My 7th tip, it's called the box and banish tip. There are different names for it, but basically you have a donate box that you keep permanently in your home, whether it's in your closet, in your bathroom, in your living room, in your kid's bedroom. Maybe everybody in the house has one, but it's called box and banish because if you identify something in your closet, in your space, in your house that you maybe aren't using, it allows you or other people in your home to sort of make decisions on, okay, I maybe haven't used this in a while. I'm going to put it in the banish box. And if I don't gravitate and don't miss that item for maybe it's 1 month or maybe it's 3 months, whatever time frame you set, if you haven't missed that item, gone to grab it, even noticed that it was gone, then it probably means you can declutter it if you have. My 8th tip is when you're doing decluttering, especially if you're starting, it is helpful to have an accountability partner, whether that's someone who you do the 30-day minimalism game with or the 12-12-12 rule with. It just makes it more fun and makes the process a little bit more easier if you're able to do it with someone else, or even if the other person isn't a minimalist or isn't exploring minimalism, they still can be your accountability partner and can text you once a week and be like, hey, did you actually follow through on the 12-12-12 rule or the 30-day minimalism game or whatever you're using to declutter. Then you're at least kind of getting that accountability and someone is actually holding you accountable for things. It's not just yourself. Yeah, comment down below some things that you guys have been decluttering, or if you try out these tips and how they go for you. I would love to hear more from y'all. Guys, it is a beautiful day to simplify. I will see you all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.